Kurt Cobain said in a 1992 Rolling Stone article, "It's really stupid to attack something you're not 100% opposed to. If there's a glimmer of hope in anything, you should support it." And it's with that lens that I'll be discussing how I think Machine Gun Kelly might have something going that Nirvana and specifically Cobain was tapping into in the early 90s. Whoa. What did you say? What? Yikes. You didn't just say that, did you? Just relax. I'm not comparing the two in terms of their musicianship or their songwriting. You're comparing Kurt Cobain to Machine Gun Kelly? I should slap your face. What an absolutely moronic comparison to draw. Look, I'm just saying there are some similarities between their career trajectory and their impact on guitar, okay? You're an idiot. I'm clicking off this video. And I suggest you do too. Okay. Think about the parallels. Guitar as a pop music icon moved into the background in the early thousands and really all the way through the 2010s, with the tail end of that decade showing signs the instrument was returning to form, potentially. YouTube for guitar players peaked at the turn of the decade as people like Marty, Justin, Jared, Stevie, Paul, Rob, Mary, Steve, myself, and guitar-adjacent channels like Rick and Adam have been carrying the torch for accountability and high-quality musical performance. And really all things nerd culture for guitar, bass, and drums is in the forefront of this content. This, paired with select charting artists and bands using the guitar in a way that hadn't been seen for years, has culminated in the place where we are today. And it's with that context I'd like to discuss parallels between Machine Gun Kelly and Kurt Cobain's rise to prominence in pop culture. And first, before anybody has a heart attack, I am not saying that Machine Gun Kelly is the new Kurt Cobain, or that their musicianship is on par with each other, anything like that. Yeah, whatever. Freaking idiot. Look, what I want to point out are not just musical similarities, but moreover, the effect on the masses that these two characters have, and their general mindsets about music and fame that comes along with it. Now, if you've never heard of Machine Gun Kelly, here's a picture of him. Does it make you mad? Does it? My blood is boiling. Look, the first thing people do is judge a book by its cover, whether they say they do or not. And given Machine Gun Kelly's come up in rap, which earned him acknowledgement from the greatest rapper alive, Eminem, not in a friendly way, by the way, and given that a select handful of guitar players share the mindset that you can't spell crap without rap. First true thing you've said in this video. Look, I get it. This image can make some people's blood boil. Let's get past that, shall we? I mean, Cobain wore weird shit too. Really, really weird shit. You don't think there were plenty of people in the 90s saying, what the hell's that guy wearing? Dude's dressed like a freak. Machine Gun Kelly's also in the tabloids. He recently got in a tussle with Conor McGregor on the red carpet after McGregor was asking for a picture with him and got denied. Ouch. MGK was with his girlfriend Megan Fox, and while Cobain was very much anti-publicity, he had a way of finding his way into headlines too. Like to fire back at the press for accusing him of being a useless drug addict. He arrived at Nirvana's headlining gig at the annual UK Reading Music Festival in a blonde wig and a wheelchair. Can't imagine the woke people today, somebody showed up in a wheelchair. You're not actually handicapped! I'm offended at that wig too, are you making fun of balds? Kurt also had a relationship with a polarizing figure, Courtney Love. And while Megan Fox isn't quite on that level of whatever you call Courtney Love's level, she's still a pretty prominent partner, I'll say. Dude, take it easy. Let's get to the music now. I mentioned MGK was a rapper, and while his earlier music isn't quite my cup of tea, there were so many instances where he was using a guitar in place where others were using anything but, and this is a point I need to emphasize. Music casuals are calling MGK the second coming of a punk rock phenom, and naysayers will just say he's either selling out, disingenuously writing with grunge era vibes, or something else that questions his musical integrity. He's doing that last thing, the disingenuous thing. That's weird. People said the same thing about Kurt Cobain. I mean, Cobain was not a technically proficient guitarist, something that you had to be in order to be in the rock scene in the late 80s and early 90s. His approach was completely backwards from how people viewed the guitar as an instrument and rock stars as rock stars. Guitar-centric bands like Van Halen, Guns N' Roses, Journey, Whitesnake, Bon Jovi, and a host of others were those guitar powerhouse bands. And that's what people were used to. That's the thing. People aren't used to change, they oppose change until change happens. Inevitably it does. Kurt, You can't just go up there and play little power chords and single note lines and say you're a rock star now. Neither Cobain nor MGK made this claim. This was a narrative perpetuated by society. It's happening to MGK just as it did to Cobain. My point is, a lot of people wrote off Cobain during his ascent in the same way that they're writing off MGK now, without even giving the music a chance, which I suppose is like a rite of passage these days with musicians who are forerunners in a new era. But a lot of MGK's music is actually pretty cool. Don't believe me? Listen to it. Have you listened to it? Get back to me when you do. Tickets to My Downfall, MGK's latest album, was the first rock album to top the Billboard 200 this year. AC/DC's comeback album, Power Up, was the only other to achieve that feat. So what? Doesn't mean anything. So what? Look, at some point, people stop rooting for you and start rooting against you. These are MGK's words. So with his latest album, he basically sought out that feeling. And this is from his iTunes bio. He attempted to capture, reclaim that feeling, that crash and burn mentality, thinking that that's what the people wanted. This is a lot like Kurt Cobain. Cobain wrote music that people have since associated with every connection they can make to his ultimate choice to take his own life. The spotlight of rock stardom affects these stars in ways that you and I will never understand, but one thing is clear: it does affect them. So while 90s grunge fused punk rock and heavy metal to create its sound, this new wave of guitar-forward music today in the pop realm is fusing punk with hip-hop. Really, a lot of different genres in hip-hop are being combined. And it makes sense. The genres of punk, metal, and hip-hop, they all share the same characteristics. Anger towards the establishment, not giving a fuck what critics say, unrelenting energy, these are all ingredients in the same dish. So when Machine Gun Kelly took the stage for the 2021 Video Music Awards, VMAs? Those are still a thing? Yeah, I didn't know either. But the point is, the VMAs are notorious for featuring just the absolute dregs of pop music. But Machine Gun Kelly performed, and the unsuspecting audience was given a pure, raw dose of unadulterated rock. Dare I say, a Nirvana-esque performance. Here's my unsolicited advice to MGK, not that he asked for it. Your music is a lot cooler when there's guitars riffing in the background. There's a reason the guitar is the best instrument in the world, because so many different people can use it in so many different ways. So many different musical tastes using the same tool with completely different results. This isn't the same for piano or trumpet or violin. The guitar is king, and we should support whomever hands it's in as they carry the torch into the abyss of everything we hate about popular music. So congratulations, Machine Gun Kelly. I'm really looking forward to what you put out next, and I'm happy that you are giving the guitar some attention in a realm where it is much needed. Yeah, right. I thought you were leaving. What are you doing? I am. I did. I'm not here. So what do you think? Am I way off on this? Is MGK just another product of the corporate pop machine? Just another cog in the wheel of the mainstream music industry to generate the most revenue possible? Are we all just being fed an algorithm where the conglomerate said, put a guitar in MGK's hands and ruffle the feathers of the entire guitar world, an untapped market in his demographic? Maybe. I mean, I guess it works. I made a video about it, thus perpetuating their evil plan. Whoops.